younger sister. My brother, Huntley Watson, had a strong sense of responsibility towards those people who he saw as his own. He would not rest until he knew everyone was okay. Alongside this sense of responsibility, he had a demanding position that his people should excel. When I came home with a few B pluses while pursuing law, his response was, "Good, but you should have gotten an A." Similarly, driving back to Tampa in 2006 from my graduation from the University of Florida with a PhD, Huntley suggested that perhaps I should think about doing the Florida bar. We were all very proud of Huntley, and although he did not often say it, Kerry and I knew that he was proud of us as his little sisters, from indirect testimony from his friends and other means. When I graduated from the University of Florida with my PhD, he didn't stop until he could find some arbitrary, random person to tell them, "I'm here to support my sister, who just got her PhD, you know." Very, very nice. And yet, Huntley believed in scholarship. He respected academic achievement. His last post on our family WhatsApp on July 24th was, "Wow." And this was in response to my sister Kerry's announcement that she was now officially a PhD candidate. I think he would have been very, very proud to be with Kerry when she is robed within the next year, and we are going to really miss him in Halifax. In my family growing up, there were always 5 of us: Mommy, Daddy, Huntley, Kerry, and Sandy. And so, I was the baby, and I truthfully hero worshipped Huntley. For many years into my late teens, long beyond when the diminutive description ceased to fit, I was Huntley's little sugar. When he came back from Barbados, I was Tom. And because he had no male sibling to play with, Huntley would honor me by kicking around the ball with me in a game of scrimmage, at which even then, I knew I was no good. But Huntley never chided me. This was something that we really just did. We just did it. This was how we connected. And those moments that we spent, those special references that he used for me, mattered. As the youngest in my family, there have been times I've struggled to find my place, to understand and recognize that I matter, where is my relevance. I think that my brother had enormous empathy for this. I know that I mattered immensely to him, and he meant the world to me. But my biggest connection with Huntley growing up focused around music. So often he'd come home, whisper conspiratorially to me, "Shh, don't tell Mommy and Daddy, but I just spent $100 on records." And in those days, $100 was real money. Then he would start to play the music. He'd play all sorts of music, all the genres. And in these sessions, there were many, I learned to appreciate music. And I learned this not in small part because I dreaded those 4 words that he would speak disdainfully, almost accusingly, when I got it wrong. "You don't know music." Today, I count myself a connoisseur of good music. But this is only after many years of schooling. So my fondest memories of Huntley have always been connected with music. And over the last few weeks, I have found myself humming tunes that I associate with him for some reason or other. walking and singing, and if anybody here knows how my voice sounds, you'll know that's not a good thing. But it just reminds me of my brother, and it makes me feel peaceful. My brother was a very good lawyer in his own right, and I know this is a fact based on his guidance to me as the junior in his firm for a bit, for the short period that I practiced law. He was strongly pragmatic. One of the best lessons he taught me in private practice is don't get too emotional about your client's version of the events. There's always two sides to every story. But despite the fact that he was a really good lawyer, he was always restless. He wanted more of life. He was a big dreamer, like my father. His dream was touring. This was a type of setting in which he felt most comfortable. This is where his real passion lay. For those of us who, mostly family members, who have pleaded with him to cut back on stress,